The Wolves of Naptown podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed here are not intended as factual information, and it's essential to do your own research. We respect cultural differences, personal choices, and beliefs, and although we do not intentionally try to offend, we understand that it's very possible we may do so. Remember, we are not revealing anything about ourselves. Our goal is to entertain. Please listen with caution and enjoy the show.
You know what time it is. Welcome back to a new episode of the Wolves of Naptown podcast. We are your hosts. I am the one, Starship West.
And I am Madame Bosslady.
We got the Bosslady in the house. We are the Wolves of Naptown, and we're going to hit you off with yet another episode. Hey, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in, and we're about to get right to it. I'm telling you, I'm trying my best not to curse, but y'all really pissing me off out here in Naptown.
He ain't trying.
If you haven't subscribed to our channels, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you need to be subscribing. If you don't listen to podcasts, what in the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Go ahead, check this one out. This one is from Naptown, for Naptown, about Naptown. Wolves of Naptown podcast. Let's go. I don't know. I just like hitting that horn. You know what I mean? All right. So let's go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead and fade that out here. All right. Madam Bosslady, how are you doing today? Remember, this is a brand new show.
I'm great. How are you?
You're doing good?
What's going on with you?
You know what? I'm doing great.
That's good.
I'm doing great. And you know, I want to say this. And I probably should save this for the petty segment, but it's been on my mind. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll be like this. People out there, you got to have good etiquette. You got to have at least some good etiquette. Don't come up to somebody that you know and don't even ask how they are, and before you start asking about somebody else. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Maybe I'll bring it up again during the petty segment, or maybe not.
That'll be a good petty segment.
That'll be a good petty segment. All right.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So since we really don't have anything else to say as far as about our days have been good.
Been good.
It's been good.
All right.
All right. So let's go ahead. Let's get into our first topic. All
Okay.
right.
Let's hit it.
All right, Bosslady. So I think these questions today are going to be near and dear to your heart.
Oh, okay.
It'll be near and dear to your heart. Okay. So let me ask you. I get a lot of strife between those of my brothers and sisters that are a little bit darker than me, and they're a little bit lighter than me. You see how I position myself in the middle, so I'm neutral here. I just got the popcorn. But, you know, a lot of us, you know, the darker skinned Black Americans and lighter skinned Black Americans have this little strife that goes on between the two of them, those subgroups of Black Americans. And I think it goes all the way back to, you know what I'm saying, the beginning days of America. But let's get the question out there. So light-skinned Black people versus dark-skinned Black people. If we are all Black Americans, then why the hate for each other? Why the hate for each other?
Yeah. So the hate.
Notice,
of course,
Bosslady did not even wait.
Okay, didn't even have to
Go for it, Bosslady.
Right in. So, but no, I think it's mostly conditioning. You know,
Conditioning.
Everybody around us, especially white people, condition Black people to have that hate for each other, and we buy into it, which is unfortunate. Once we buy into it, it's deep seated, and it goes on and on and on for generations. So I definitely don't think that it's something that we think about on a regular on how to break that cycle. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't really think about how to break that cycle, but I think it can be broken. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's something that was just like implanted, you know, something that it was regular for us back in the day, and then we keep it going.
Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's get deep into it. Yeah, Miss Bosslady, have you ever had any issues with those of ladies that are lighter colored?
You hilarious.
Lighter colored. Hey.
No, I'll be the first to admit that I never really had a problem with people, period. But the light skins.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, I'm just saying, like the light skin.
The light skins.
So what it is like people perceive because I consider myself dark skin, and the lighter skins in my past that was not good for me. Like they didn't see me as worthy to be in their circle or talk to whatever. And I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying some, which put me to the point where I was just like, oh yeah, So once you have hatred toward me, when I was younger, I just grew the hatred toward them. So I know that in the past, I've had issues with light-skinned people. And I've also had good friends who were light-skinned.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I can say that I can get along with anybody, but I do have an issue with somebody who can look down on me. And it's usually the light-skinned.
So it's usually light-skinned Black Americans that are looking down on you.
Right.
I know. Are they really looking down on you, or is this just the toxic nature that you already have between each other? Because sometimes, man, perception is everything, and if you already have a negative perception against somebody, anything they could do, even slightly, you could take this. Oh man, this bitch is looking down on me. Man, fuck this light skinned heifer, right?
How I see it is if I have that feeling. Why would I have that not just against everybody? Why would it just be from the light-skinned person?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? Like I feel like if I'm having this issue, and I'm not saying that it's never happened with dark-skinned people. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the disdain that they may have for a darker-skinned person, I don't think I'm making that up in my head. I don't think I'm trying to relive something from my past. I believe it's really happening, and I recognize it. And that's where my hatred back toward them, not really hatred, but I could live without somebody's light skin antics in my life. So when
light skin antics,
yeah. So
wow,
because it's a mindset for me. I feel like they have a mindset that they're better. So then, of course, they snub their nose down to somebody who they feel like they're better than. That's just like when you walk past somebody on the street who doesn't have whatever, and you kind of just look like, oh, he doesn't look like whatever. It's the same look. It's the same feel. So what am I supposed to do with that? Am I supposed to be, I just love you for looking at me like that? No, I want you to stop doing that. I feel like I can get along, but I'm not about to accept their antics.
I got you.
That's just period, point blank.
I got you. When we wanted to bring this question up, because I see this a lot, especially when I go on social media, and it's kind of crazy because, you'll see the memes, when somebody's talking bad about a dark-skinned person, right? So it's always like, oh, it's the shadow. It'd be something like, the numbers like a black screen. It's like, here's Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? It just be nothing but a black picture or whatever. Just like he's in there.
Never seen
You know what I'm saying? Or it'd be something like two eyes or something, like some Photoshop stuff.
Wow.
Stuff like that. Like it'd be real craziness. And then it'd be like, okay, the dark-skinned people will go up against the light-skinned people, and it's always making the light-skinned people seem feminine. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is how light-skinned people like to have sex. And it'd be like, what I'm saying? Some light-skinned dude, you know what I'm saying? With his legs up and stuff. Like, hey, man, y'all be going at it. But like, man, it's like y'all just really hate each other. Now you try to like, man, why y'all talking bad about each other? Oh, we just playing. We just having fun. It's like, man, this is nobody can't have no fun with me like that. I'm sorry, man. You got me on a weird position and shit, man. I'm gonna have to come and see you, like for real.
Well, when you bring that up, it does bring me back to when, like, I typically in the past, or my flavor is usually dark skinned men, and light skinned men never really cross my mind. Like, I'm just not attracted to them. So if somebody light skinned try to talk to me, it's just like, okay,
wow.
But again, that was conditioned from before. You know what I'm saying? I haven't met anybody who broke that, preconception or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't met anybody who has broken that. I mean, here lately I have. Like, I know light-skinned men who are definitely not feminine and,
Right. No, I got you.
But in the past, that was something that I rock with because that's what I saw. Like, all the light-skinned dudes was pretty boys. I'm not digging no ditches. I'm not doing no sweaty work. I'm going to be over here in the mirror cleaning my nails.
Wow. See, there you go.
I'm just telling
y'all
you.
light skinned boys out there just cleaning your nails.
I'm just telling you about my past. That's why I don't.
She's
really
had light skinned people that clean her nails.
clean their nails. Like they just feel like they was better
with the gloss and everything.
No,
huh?
I ain't say all that.
Oh,
You
shit.
doing much. But
Damn.
no, seriously, that's just been my past. Like I'm referring back to way back, like high school or college or whatever. And I think it just kind of carried on because I don't put myself in front of nobody, when I was dating that was light skinned. I just didn't pay it much mind. So I don't know. I feel like we do that to ourselves. It's not right. And I'm at the age now where I'm 100% ready to dispel the myths, bust the myths, whatever. It's not true. It's definitely not true.
What's not true?
It's not true that all light-skinned dudes are feminine or what you said, legs in the air. I didn't see that meme, but I did have, back in the past, I did think that light-skinned men were a little soft.
Wow.
I did.
All because they were light skinned.
No, all because they cared more about their beauty than I did.
Really? Because I know a lot of ugly light skinned people out there. Really? It's a beauty?
No, you don't have to. It's not how cute they are. It's the fact that they're light skinned. No, you missing the point. So they can be light skinned and busted, just like women. Women can be light skinned and all the way busted. And it doesn't matter because they know that if I'm light, I'm going to get the looks. That's what's putting them on.
That's all it is. It's that light skin. Just gonna
and
give
you'll
them the
find
looks.
dudes who's like, I only mess with red bones. And I'm like, oh, she ain't even got to be cute. They like, no, she's just red.
Wow.
So yeah,
wow.
I'm just telling you where I came from. So they don't have to be cute. I ain't saying they was fine. I'm saying they were light. And they was acting up. And I'm like, sis, you just light skinned. That's all.
I definitely feel like this is something that kind of needs to change. I mean, because honestly, this isn't just,
it's overworked. It's definitely overworked.
It's definitely
too much.
overworked. I mean, it goes all the way back to the slave days, to be quite honest with you.
And before, probably.
Because, we know in America, what happened is that the darker skinned men will obviously, they look stronger, you know what I mean? But they couldn't pass for like being like servants in the inside, right? So if you were going to be doing hard labor out in the field, picking cotton, 9 times out of 10, you were the dark-skinned black person. You were the ones that were probably, I know we're going to take a little dark turn here, but yeah, you're the ones that were probably, being sold or being auctioned off because it looked like that you were strong and you can handle, the hard labor that was needed to build country, to build the farms for the slave masters and whatnot. The lighter-skinned folks, a lot of times if you were light enough, they would say, all right, we need servants on the inside. And so if you're talking about back in those days, 400 years ago, you having rich white families coming in, like who would they rather see? Would they rather see someone that's super dark, serving them? Or would they feel more comfortable with someone that's light skinned or maybe even light enough that they could potentially pass as Star Dependents? Mm-hmm. And so that's why the term, field N-word and house N-word and Negro, came
right.
about, And in my opinion, I think that's kind of like where it started.
Absolutely.
Because you got to think about it. If you're a dark-skinned person, you're thinking just because of the color of my skin, I have to be out here sweating profusely, hard labor, maybe getting whipped, picking cotton or doing whatever type of hard labor. Right. And then you seeing, my brother or sister who's light-skinned, probably, one of their parents is probably one of the slave masters, whether it's, the man or maybe the woman and went and slept with somebody, who knows, but they're getting privileges. They're getting privileges, right? And so I can definitely see back in those days, somebody dark-skinned be like, man, fuck that dude. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's out there, get to stay inside. You know what I'm saying? Get to get a good meal, whatnot. Don't have to be out here. Get to wear decent clothes.
You have favor with the white people.
You're not here getting whipped. You know what I'm saying? Out here in the heat. You know what I'm saying? No water. You know what I'm saying? Trying to build this country, picking cotton, do whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I say all of that history lesson to be like, look, understand where it comes from. Like, you guys don't have to be like this. Like, honestly, like, I mean, the lines are kind of blurred and you kind of got this division, but I just don't want it to cross over to something that is really serious, because that's really what other people want, black people to do, is
Right.
to not stick together. They want there to be division. In any way they can, we can divide black people so we don't advance. That's how we do that. And if it's okay that we're dividing ourselves, they just sit back,
Just let
powers
it
that
do.
be,
Yeah.
sit back and just let it happen.
So for me, before I even knew the stories of our history, before I even knew that, this is like in kindergarten, first grade, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Before I really knew my history, I could see the difference.
Right.
I could definitely see the difference. So I think that it came kind of naturally, because even back then, I feel like I was darker as a kid than I am now. But even back then, you can see, the favor or whatever. If you go into a store and you see how people look at you or how they treat you or whatnot. So, I mean, it's definitely not something I'm making a conscious decision to do. And in the past, I can honestly say, I can look back and say that that's probably something I should have made steps to do better with now. I recognized it earlier and I was like, just forget it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is what it is.
Right.
And once I knew better, I should have, made a change earlier. But these days, I feel like this is, like you said, it's just too much. By now, we should be more in tune with what's going on. Nobody's better than nobody. I know they're better than anybody. Why are we still letting this go on? So whatever we can do to make a change, that's what I think we should be working toward. Because at this point, it's not benefiting nobody. Even the light-skinned people are not getting benefits.
Right.
So, yeah, we really just need to start making moves to make a change, make it better. It's not cute. It's just not good. So
Notice how the tone changed. We did the history lesson. I was like, man, no, man, this is not even cute.
no, it's not. It's not. And even when I was doing it, I didn't see it as, I didn't think it was cute then. It's just what my reality was.
No, I got you.
But now it's just like, okay. And I kind of feel like I kind of indulge in it less than I did, but I still indulge in it. So I have to be the first to say, yeah, I have to do better. It's just not cute.
It's all good. It's all good. So let me ask you, have you ever in your life said, you know what, I wish I was lighter complected?
I never have.
Never have.
I never have.
So that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. You're comfortable. It's just like,
I've always been
have you ever
comfortable.
went be up, man? You know what? In fact, I wish I was a little bit darker.
Now that's me. I really,
okay.
I embrace myself. I've never really claimed low self-esteem either. I know that's kind of hard to believe, but I haven't. Like, I don't know what that is. I've never been somebody where I'm like, woe is me for who I am. I've always had pretty good self-esteem. So
I got you.
No, I've always wanted to be darker myself. 'Cause
Now,
I think it's beautiful.
would you be surprised? Because I've, back in the day, I did used to date a lot of light skin, a lot of red bone women. You know what I mean? Before I opened my palette to really just all women. But I've heard a lot of them say to me, in private, it was just like they wish that they were darker. And the reason why they wish they were darker, especially the ones that are really, really pro-black, I think it's one of the acceptance thing. It's just like there's always, when you get around people that are either my skin color or darker, it just kind of like sometimes they get over-sexualized because of their color.
Oh, the light-skinned people?
Light-skinned people sometimes get over-sexualized. People just automatically think they're like a freak or whatever. You know what I mean? And then sometimes it's just kind of like they feel like they're not black enough for the regular black people. It's just kind of like, okay, you're still like a house Negro. It's like, you're not, you can't really vibe with us here, what I'm saying, with the real black folks. You know
right.
what I mean?
Like they don't know what you go through.
Right. Even though that they experience the same type of racism, because I'm telling you, in this country, in America, man, if you got a drop, of ethnicity in you, you can't claim to be white. And a lot of times I have stories, unfortunate stories, of where there are black women, when we talk about black women that are mixed, but sometimes you just come out looking like you're a white person. And they will go in and they will live their life, hell, even, participate in some of that culture. But then as soon as they let, their close friends or, their significant other know, it's like, hey, I actually have a black parent, which of course makes me black. Then they immediately treat them like they're a black person, even though they look like they're white. And so a lot of those, a lot of that stuff happens with light-skinned, women or light-skinned people just in general. It's just kind of like, they want to be accepted. So I know a lot of light-skinned people that are even more wild, crazy, thuggish because they're trying to be like, yo, I'm black. You know,
they're trying to prove themselves. Yeah,
you know, it's like accept me. Like I know I'm 2 shades away from being white, but still.
But I think that's what I see now. Like I feel really bad at the fact that I let it go on in my head that long, because when you stop and look at it, we think, oh, they got it good because they're light skinned and I'm dark, so I had to go through all these obstacles, and they don't have to do that. In reality, they do. They do go through the same obstacles, and I did not know that. So once I learned that, it should have been my crusade to, make everything as much as I could, equal. Because I feel like I have influence enough to some people where I can say something and then they think about it and really make a change. Right. So yeah, I feel when you say, oh, they trying to be blacker or whatever, or want it to be darker to be accepted. Because every time just because you light skin don't mean you're trying to pass for white.
Right. And that's the thing. A lot of them get to that. And that's what this person just brought it to me. To just imagine you're rejected by white people because you're still black. You're still not white. But you're also rejected by most black people because you're not dark enough. Right. So it's just kind of like, unless you're just going to go have a community of just light-skinned people you're going to fuck with, it's just kind of like, what do you do? It's like you're almost being rejected by not only the white culture, but also being rejected by black culture too, by being light-skinned. Right. So a lot of them feel like, and a lot of them told me that's why they participated, kind of like trying to stick up for themselves. Because it's like, it's like, man, y'all all like rejected. We're being rejected each way. Every way. And it's
I didn't see that. I really didn't.
And a lot of black women, they think, well, we're being rejected. Like me, I'm not black women, just darker black women. We're being rejected because we won't ever fit in. We're not gonna pass as being white. We're not red bone, whatever. And the perception is they feel that that's what men want. They want that. You know what I'm saying? That that little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? I get a little bit of white and black, or that light skin, light color. I can see that. And it's really not fair. I mean, because black men, we like everybody. Like, we really like everybody. Right. Like, there's some, I honestly, black men that don't like everybody are black men that can't get just anybody.
Whoa.
Real talk.
What is, okay.
Real talk. Well, I'm just going to put that out right there. Because. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a black man, so I don't know. I'm just saying, I haven't even heard that perspective. Because
so I will say, because there may be some of y'all, it's like, I only mess with this type of woman. There's a reason. That could just be your type, but come on.
I can get behind it, but I don't know if that's, because I have never spoken that topic, so I don't know. In my head, I believe you could be right, but I haven't really gathered enough information.
Not enough information.
Yeah, I haven't really talked on that level.
Okay.
So
okay.
But I trust you. I believe you.
You trust me.
I believe you might be right.
Man, it's like, I'm in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't have nothing to lose. Why would you lie?
I'm middle. I'm just, what I'm saying, regular black. Just regular black. I'm not light black. I'm not dark black. I'm just regular
medium.
Black. Medium. That's where you want to be, man. Caramel complected, baby.
Okay.
So sweet.
Paper
there
bag.
You go. You just say paper bag?
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool. You usually put money in that brown paper bag. That's all good.
Or wine. No.
Hey, shoot. Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Right.
I'm pretty sure, man, there's a lot of people that will accept either or.
You're right. You are right. There's a lot of people who would. I think it's really bad for our culture. I really don't know how to change it, to be honest. I can't see where I can get people to understand both sides, or is that even a thing? Because I feel like, because I've been feeling that way for this many years, me changing is because I wanted to change, or it was introduced to me and I said, oh, that makes sense. So I adopted it. But imagine a conversation trying to get others on board to just let black be black. I don't know what that would be, because some people, just like I was in the past, I was all the way on this side. This is like, oh no, the light skins are over here and then the blacks are over here. Imagine trying to blur that line for some people. Like, what do you think it would take to get some of those hardcore darks or the hardcore lights to cross that line?
I mean, honestly, and it's just crazy because I really feel like that this is passed down from generation to generation. All right. Because I think there's a lot of, younger people out here, even people maybe our age, because I think this started back, when this country started. A lot of them just don't even know. They just hear their parents or their aunts or their uncles, talk that stuff, talk crazy about somebody who's lighter skinned, and they just pick it up.
Or the opposite race.
And you know how some of us are. Like, if any of us had the heart to really try and check them and like, why are you saying that?
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna be honest. Oh, we just playing. Oh, this is, and that's just what it is. And the fact of the matter is that there are people that are looking at us and are like, hey, I had a white person tell me, it was just like, man, why do black people color just seems to be so important to you guys, and it's just kind of like, on one hand, I had to stop myself because it's like, hey man, y'all the ones over there calling us nigga, you know what I'm saying? I think it's probably important to y'all too, but no, I mean, that person made a point because it's just like, damn, we even hate shades of each other, you know what I mean? It's just almost like this person I explained. It's almost as silly as, a blonde-haired white girl, you know what I'm saying, and a brunette white girl just talking shit about each other. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid.
Well,
get a dye kit. Y'all can both be whatever color y'all want. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, y'all pretty much the same. You're the same. You're just like, why are y'all doing this to each other?
Well, if you look at it like getting a job, and I'm gonna try to explain this how it's playing in my head, which might be a stretch. Just roll with me. But if you were said person of no color and getting a job that's a high paying job, okay, and it depend on your color, so.
Which is illegal, by the way.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if you look at it like that, and you realize that people who are looking for people for this job are looking for a certain color, like now you have to try to figure which color is desirable to that person or to that company. You know what I'm saying? So it matters to us because we're looking for what's more desirable. We want, a good man. Why would a dark person have to take lesser of a man than a light person? So that person who's picking a mate is that job. He's looking for something, but you have to pitch yourself in a way where, and then the competition is not who's stronger, who's faster, who's smarter. The competition is the color, something you can't even change.
Yeah. Now that's if a company is doing something illegal.
But I mean, I'm saying it like that. I'm saying it like that
so
that the person, like, even if it's a white person asking, you can look at it like that. You can look at it like, well, the reason why color matters so much for us is because we're either going to be with the pack or we're going to be left behind. That's why it matters to us, because just think about whose foot goes through the door, who gets to remember back when, I would say like the 50s, when you have the people who could really sing, the black women who could really sing, the Lena Hornes, the people who are, you weren't picking I can't think of off the top of my head a dark skinned lady who made it big back in those days singing. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of none off the top of my head.
I mean, like Aretha Franklin?
No, I'm talking about before her.
Like before her?
Yeah.
So you're thinking that it's no dark-skinned women, like they're all light-skinned?
No, that was an example. What I'm saying is, in my head, shouldn't any color pop up? Shouldn't any race pop up? In my head, I'm thinking, it's barely that I'm finding any black women, period, but it's always the ones who are lighter and passing.
So you think
in the 50s, 40s.
So even back in the day, you're thinking that lighter-skinned women had a better shot at opportunities.
Absolutely.
Because they were lighter skinned.
Absolutely. I mean, even when you look at the...
You think it's the same with men too? Lighter skinned men?
No, I don't think that. Because I can name Sidney Poitier, or I can name, some people in the movies or the TV back
maybe it was just women in general at that time. I mean, because honestly, what I'm saying, back in those days, I mean, we're still, trying to get women's rights and still, off the ground. So I mean,
granted, that's true. But
so in that aspect, I could rock with you on thinking that maybe a lighter skinned woman might be
breaking the barriers before a black would.
Yeah, because they're thinking like you got millions of
can
white
you
people.
Can you be sold to this public? Are you marketable?
As our white people, should I say, white people, are they going to be intimidated by seeing someone who's really super chocolate, or are they going to want to see somebody that's light skinned, especially if you're looking at like maybe a black and white TV, so you got light skinned and black person, it's going to be hard to really tell the difference, between that person and a white person on something like that. You don't have the shades to really to tell you, no, I get that.
Yeah. So, I mean, just giving an example, because I just really feel like it started long before us, and Why it's still going on in 2024, I don't know.
Oh, it's because y'all keeping it up.
Yeah, but I don't think it's y'all. I don't think it's y'all. I don't.
It's not me because I'm in the middle. So I'm saying the light skin and the dark skin folks, y'all keep it up, but y'all don't know why y'all doing it though.
Yeah, we don't know.
Y'all don't know why y'all doing it.
You're one person. Can you honestly say that your friends, your family, they choose on both sides? Do you choose anybody? You say you do, and I don't doubt that. You choose anybody, but do you think that your friends would have a preference, black or dark skin or light skin?
Possibly.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is you're saying that from your perspective, it's us. And I will admit, I got my part in it. But I don't think the average man of any color, black man of any color, is picking dark. I don't know. These days they're picking dark more than light now. But when I was coming up, it was the light
white
skins.
man. Hey, white man coming up, boy. Hey, man, they are scooping up some dark ladies.
Yes,
I'm
now the white men really are.
Them up.
They really are.
I feel. Hey, man, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and hit both of them. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations, yes.
To the white man.
Join the party. You know what I'm saying? I've already been on that boat on where, you know what I'm saying, I do date, any type of woman. Hey, man, just congratulations, man.
Yeah, I mean,
congratulations.
I will say.
Now they can't say there's nobody out there. There's plenty of people out there. You just got to open your horizon. So, yeah, please clap it up again one more time.
You're hilarious. Yeah, I mean, you are right. You are right. I feel like I've seen more white men, black woman couples these days than I have, but I'm still trying to. The topic is trying to get us to accept us.
Yeah,
I don't know what it would take. I thought about it a little bit before, and I really probably should put more effort into it. But what will it take?
Let me ask you. You got a final statement on this? I normally do my thing, but do you have a final statement on this? Something you want to tell the people about this?
I know. As far as I'm concerned, I just really feel like it is a big problem. And I would love to see it be eradicated from black people, period. I'm done with the whole light skin, black skin people thing. I wish we could all just be seen as equal. I'm over it. I really am.
I agree with that. I guess what I would say, for anybody that's out there that's watching, anybody that's out there that is listening, it's like, look, we're all, saying black Americans, right? We're all black Americans. I get it. Maybe you have grown up and you have seen maybe generations of your own family, generations of your friends, take up this whole dark skin versus light skin.
Ignorance, yeah.
Ignorance, yes. Thank you, Bosslady. But you got to understand where it comes from, and we're not there anymore. And the reality is that you can see all these, all the other cultures that come over here into this country, they stick together. And they're able to build, they're able to make something for themselves. And we've been here for so long, and we just keep fighting against ourselves for just one thing or another. This is just one issue, but there's a lot of issues that we all fight against each other on. I would just encourage you to just start uplifting those of us that are a part of black culture and put aside the whole, this person is, super, super dark, or this person is super, super light. It really just doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the enemy is going to look at you just the same. It's going to look at you just the same. So I would just encourage you to put that aside, look at that person as your brother, look at that person as your sister, and let's start working together. Like, there's just no need for this.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
That would be sweet. Now, I know y'all guys are going to keep doing the memes, and I keep on saying, oh, fuck him, this is, but understand that those that want to see us separate, that's exactly what they want. Mm-hmm. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
All right. So, all right, we're in the intermission. Do you have any pettiness for us?
I got a good old petty for you,
all right,
Mr. Wonderful. I don't even know if I brought this up to you before, but
So, Mr. Wonderful.
Good old Mr. Wonderful.
Okay. Here we go. Let's go.
So, these days we kind of hang out a lot more than we have. So, if we go someplace, Mr. Wonderful likes to park way back from the door.
Why?
I don't know.
Does he feel like his car is not going to get hit or something? Is that what it is?
Let's just say that's it. It. I started to record this. I really did. So we went to Kroger today, and we just going to get some groceries, whatever. He passes the door. He goes the first aisle, the second. We are literally about to go to a whole nother I'm like, what are you doing that for? He's like, oh, you didn't get your steps in for today. I was like, no, what are you doing this for? And he's like, yeah, I don't want nobody to ding out my car or, whatever. So I was like, this is ridiculous. I get it, but why are we walking a mile to get to the store we done drove to? I said, well, you might as well just park by Target. Like, what are you doing? And he thinks it's funny. I used to think it was cute. But now I'm like, okay, it's about to rain. I'm about mad about it. So my gripe is, Mr. Wonderful, I need you to quit parking 7 rows away. Like, that's crazy.
I used to do that once upon a time. I used to do that. And I didn't even have a nice car. I was just kind of like, I just didn't want nobody here because I work in insurance. That's the day job, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm constantly just having this PSTD about, oh, am I going to be in an accident? Or these motherfuckers is crazy. They don't know how to park, the door dings and all that stuff. So I used to park all the way just thinking, okay, my car is going to be safe. The problem is that other people think that way too. And they will come park next to you. You all the way out there, it's like, oh, that person must found a spot and nobody's going to hit. I'm going to park right over there. And then when I park right next to you, come out and you be like, man, I'm all the way across the fucking parking lot. What is this car parking next to me? And you got 12,000 rows up here. You just be just
They do it on purpose.
You be shit. And don't let me find a door ding. That's like you trying to be an asshole, park right next to me.
That's what he's doing. He's trying to preserve his dings or whatever. I see a scratch. I'm like, oh my God. Like, really? I mean, I get it. I see why he's parking away. But literally, we're hiking. That's my gripe.
That's a good petty.
Because I'm like, no, we ain't got to park this far away.
It's not worth it. People are jerks out here. And just like Tiara just said, like somebody's going to just park next to you anyway. And you're going to be an asshole. So now you done walked a mile. You done drove 12 miles to walk a mile and to walk back to see a motherfucker park. And don't let two cars be parked next to you. I was like, boy, that was an epic fail. You could have just parked right up front and been in the car and out the way. Yeah. At least the cameras will be able to see you good.
Exactly, because it was so far away. I was like, I am annoyed. What are you doing this for? And he just thinks it's so cute. He's like, let's go.
Get your steps in.
I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, this man, he's evolving.
He was really clowning too. He's talking about getting your steps in. Like how much older is he?
He's like 10, 11 years older than me.
Get your steps in.
He's like, I ain't about to get my doors dinged. Yeah, he's hilarious. But yeah, that's my gripe.
And y'all came back out and found a car parked right next to him?
No, we haven't done it because I'm not talking about a couple of rows. I'm talking about the back of the lot.
Like the back, the very back.
I'm like, boy.
Yeah, that's a whole lot, man. Especially you got a big cart and people just looking at you like, man, why you parking like that? Are they about to cook out in the parking lot? Like, what the hell are they doing?
I was like, no, he's different, but I'm letting because he drove, let you do what you do.
Oh my goodness, that was a good petty.
Yeah, I was petty all morning long.
I like that. We're gonna rock with that one. I like that. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get into our final question, our second question, final question of the day. Right? Okay. And so the boss lady talks about this a lot. Every time I go in there and I start talking about some cute little lady that, I may be dating, and if they're not black, it's like we get in a conversation. Now, she don't call me this, but it comes around to sometimes low key, I think she kind of thinks this. I think she kind of thinks this about me. Anyway, so let's talk about this. So in the past, the boss lady and I, we have discussed the thought of most black women believing that black men that date women that are other than black are weak or that they want something that is easier. The question that I pose after hearing something like that is, why are black women the most difficult women to date?
Okay.
Because hey, if we got to be weak if we date somebody other than black women. So why are y'all so difficult?
Okay. So you are right. I've brought this up a few times. I personally feel like the people who I'm talking about, and the reason why I don't include you is because you literally have dated everybody.
There's proof.
I know that.
She's seen pictures.
I know that you're dating everybody.
There's proof.
However, you're not the norm for the people I talk to. I'm not even saying percentages like, I don't talk to people in different states or whatever. I'm talking about who I speak with. You're not the norm. they're looking for the easy way out, meaning black women are going to have a certain standard. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But we have our certain standard. And a lot of times these men are not trying to meet that standard. They're going to go the easier route and go with somebody who does not have those same views.
So is that really what it is? So it's like black men are not stepping up to the plate, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we're just going with the easier route with somebody that we don't have to really do anything but just be ourselves. Is that really what it is?
So that's what I'm getting. Okay. I don't date. I just talk a lot behind my chair.
We just talk a lot.
I just have conversations behind this chair. So a lot of times that's what I'm getting. You know, men are not trying to step up or be in a structured, if I can say that, in a relationship that's structured, you know, with a black woman. Because if you could date somebody who is overexcited to date you, you don't have as many restrictions.
Now, just removing just
black,
just race behind. I mean, wouldn't that be somebody that anybody would want to be with? Somebody that just meshes with you, that meshes, not meshes with you. You come together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Easily, that, you know, hey, that seemed to really vibe. Like, whether, you know what I'm saying, white or black or indifferent, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be the goal?
I'm kind of speaking on a level of structure. So say, for instance, you want to have children, or you want to build a business, or you want to have a family, a traditional family or whatnot. Some people are not trying to do all that. So they're going to choose somebody who's out to have fun. You don't have much structure. If we both in this dating thing to have fun, I'm not looking for no kids, you're not looking for no kids, or what have you. You're not looking for the structure. You're not looking for, you know, building a house together, building a family together. You're looking for something that's like, I'm 25, I just want to have fun. And let's just say this person that we're talking about is trying to build a family. I'm trying to get with somebody who's responsible, who knows how to pay bills. You may not, if you out for having fun, you might not want to pay no bills. I don't want no bills. I'm not going to have no bills. I want to spend my check having fun at the club. So it's a standard of people to me. And these people are not rising to the standard. Okay. If you will.
Let's talk more about the standard. So, I mean, I don't know if you just want to put yourself in, you know what I'm saying, that situation, or maybe just, you know, just represent the average black woman.
Okay.
Like, what would be the standard that a man would have to reach to date a black woman, and how is that different from someone who you would consider weak?
Okay. So for me, with my husband, he didn't have to have a standard when I met him per se. Because at the time I wasn't married, and I was in my 20s or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Right. So the standard was, for me, with him, was I wanted somebody who I could grow with, somebody who will keep a job. You know, how many jobs have you had in the last, you know, year or two or whatever? Okay. He kept a job. He made pretty good money, but he wasn't the richest person I was talking to at the time. He just made good money. And my attraction to him at the time was mostly the fact that he was going to work. He had work ethic. You know, I'm not great call off to do whatever, you know, hang out or whatnot. You know, I like you, but I'm not calling off to go to the movies with you. And I was attracted to that, like your standard. So then when we got a little more serious, 3 or 4 months in, you know, what do you want out of life? And so the conversation went to, you know, I might want 3 or 4 kids. And like, we actually had this conversation.
That's good.
Within our first 6 months of talking. So for me, the boyfriend I had just before him, he was out to have fun. You know, he liked to party. He liked to have fast cars. He wasn't trying to settle down. I knew he wasn't the one. So I had the conversation, which I do suggest everybody has, you know, have a few dates and then say, okay, this is my agenda, or this is what I'm trying to do. How on board are you with this? And if they're not, regardless of the color, they out. So I only date black men at the time before I got married. So that's what my standard was. And taking color out of it, that would be my standard. I don't care who you are.
I got you.
But I was only comparing to black men because that's all I dated. So for me, everybody, the people who were out having fun, I'm the fun girl. We can go out to the club. We can do this and do that. But I would never consider them. And the boyfriend before him, I never considered marrying him. You're not the material. Now I'm just here to laugh and have fun. So that's kind of the standard that I'm talking about. You have a conversation on what you want out of life, and that's the standard.
So if I hear you correctly, one of the main things you said, really the standard for you is somebody that is going to be driven to keep a job, to be able to be a provider. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, that's the standard. So I guess the question that I have is, so automatically, if someone is unable to keep a job, right, and to be able to provide, or maybe they just don't value their job enough that they always choose things that are just, depreciating over, continuing to work. If someone doesn't have that ethic, they're weak, right? And then you're saying that those that can't meet that standard, then they're the ones that go and date other women because they want somebody that's going to allow them to not have to have that work ethic
Kind
and
of.
work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to blend the past with the present because, again, I don't date. But so now what I was referring to when I said that is I've actually spoken with black men who say that it's easier because the women that they're dating they can sit around and play their PlayStations. They don't have to add to the bottom line of the relationship. If we go out, she's going to pay. If we go out, I don't have to do anything extra above and beyond. It's easier. And I feel like that's weak because why wouldn't you want to contribute your part in the relationship? Taking color out. Why would you want a woman to play the role that you want to be, in? I mean, not necessarily paying for everything, but you want to sit at home while she goes to work?
Now, I agree with that, but let's put color back in because that's really the question. Okay. That's really the question about it. So it's because I get what you're saying. The scenarios as far as like, man, you're pretty much saying that a real black woman is not going to let a real man just sit at home and play PlayStation
while she's at work.
While she is at work. But I would beg to differ, that I think there are a lot of black women that do that.
Now, you said that, and I believe you because you are in the dating scene. I believe you. But nobody has ever sat in my chair, or nobody who I've had a conversation with has ever said that.
So here's the premise that I have here. And, I see a lot with the younger generation too. There is a train of thought that, okay, if he has a job and then he comes home and what he wants to do is play PlayStation. All right, I'm okay with that because he's at home playing PlayStation and not out in the world playing me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of
right.
That's their thought process behind that. And so, and that can be accomplished in many different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can just have someone have any job. It's like, hey, he's contributing. He's got a part-time job here, maybe work at FedEx or something like that.
Right.
So he does that. He brings a little bit of money home, and then what he does is he goes ahead and he gets in the chair with the blanket and the pillow.
Nobody's playing PlayStation
and
like
playing
that.
PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, hey, and he's like, hey, girl, you better go ahead and get a stick. Get on the stick, do something. You know what I'm saying? I've seen family dynamics that are like that. Like literally, it's like the man is like the video games is what keeps that person happy, and the whole family just gets in with it. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
yeah.
I did hear that with my cousin and with my son. Just on that subject in the last, let's say, 2 years, if I brought that up. I did hear them two say that. They was like, oh, you can play PlayStation and still be a responsible man. But I'm strictly going off of what I'm hearing.
I got you.
Because I don't date nobody. And my man don't play PlayStation. He ain't on Facebook, Instagram, none of that stuff. He's just, regular degler.
Regular degler.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably below average if you really want to call it that, because he doesn't do any of the things that the average person does with their phone. Like, he doesn't do all that. He don't even know to do it. He's a relic. No. He's a relic.
Okay.
But yeah, so when I'm listening to these conversations, I'm thinking, dang, but the question was, why would that make black women harder to date?
Right. Yeah.
So for me, I feel like a lot of times black women don't bring to the table what they're asking of a black man. So this is going to make them less desirable because you want, I mean, I've heard it 1,000 times behind this chair talking to different people, and even in my real life, people who are not in the chair, you know, well, what do you need? What do you want in a man? Because, you know, I've been known to be a hookup artist. I like to bring people together. I mean, and I've got a few marriages under my belt.
Oh, a few marriages.
So,
Okay.
I do. So for me, my first question is, you know, I try to get people to erase the visual. You know, I like me a tall, dark, and handsome man, or she got to be thick. She got, you know, just get that out your head. Do you want love or not? So that's just me. But a lot of times I feel like the women don't bring enough to the table for what they're asking for. So you want a man who holds a good job. He's got a nice car. You know, he's got money for your nails and your hair and all that other good stuff, blah, blah, blah. But you just mediocre with somebody else's 2 kids. You know, you work a regular job that don't really add much to the bottom line, but you want him to have everything and you want him to give it to you. I think those expectations are unreal. I don't have them. Like for me, my husband's going to have, I mean, he's getting 2 women as much as I work compared to the average person. So whatever I ask for, I get it because I deserve it. So when people compare themselves to me, I'm like, baby, you don't, this ain't what it is. you don't come to the table with what I come to the table with. So for me, a lot of times I do believe that women, black women especially, because I don't really talk to a lot of white women to have this conversation, is the reason why I'm even talking about black women. Yeah, y'all don't bring enough to the table. Not for me. For me, when you asking apples to apples, you're asking a man to come to the table with this, this, and this. This means you must have that too.
Right.
And that doesn't
include. People don't.
They don't.
That's that hype your bestie up culture. And that's what I call it, the hype your bestie up culture. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, you strike a real good point, because there are a lot of women out there that legit, you know what I'm saying, have nothing. They live with their parents. You know, they already have a couple kids, maybe by a couple baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? All they have is that they look good, and they don't look as good as they think they look. They may be a 6 and they think they are a 9 or a 10.
Exactly.
Because they bestie didn't hype them up like that.
Okay,
you
that's where it's coming from.
They didn't hype them up like that. And so they sit up there, and now in order to date this woman who has no money, who has no resources, that looks good only when she gets, you know what I'm saying, did up. And now, you know what I'm saying, I've heard things that where they want this man to have a 6-figure job, you know what I'm saying, multiple cars, their own house, you know what I'm saying. If they have kids, you know what I'm saying, they don't, like, the kids don't need to be living with them, you know what I'm saying. They need to be up on their child support or whatever.
I haven't heard that,
you know
but
what I'm saying. But it's like they have to have all of these requirements, and it's just kind of like, just like you said, what is that woman bringing to the table? What is she bringing to the table? She's bringing nothing. I guess her pussy must be amazing, because a lot of y'all think that's what it is. It's like, oh, I'm just going to look good and I'm going to fuck this dude. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's needed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, for this 6-figure man. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous.
I don't really like when I hear this, and I mean, there's some cold women who come through the door to get their hair done. They really look good, and the conversation may or may not lead to whatever. And I definitely make it a point to say, listen, not to tell them that they're wrong, because I mean, I would want the best for me too. But I do offer the question, what are you bringing to the table? And it always stops them like, wait, what?
Yeah, I got to bring something to the table?
I would want to know what you have to bring to the table. Because
I'm here sitting at the
look
table.
good, but that's all.
You know?
Are you smart? Do you have a degree? You know, what else?
Man.
I agree with that. Like, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I think that everybody should be checking themselves for what they're asking for. If you're asking for a 10, you better make yourself a 10.
Right.
Looks, income, everything.
Right. And the crazy thing is, you know, women have all these, you know, some requirements, and men really don't. Men really don't. I mean, I always say there may be some men, depending on what walk of life you're in. Maybe you're super rich. Maybe you don't want to get no broke chick. But for all things being equal, you know what I'm saying, middle class and all of that, like, a lot of us don't give a fuck about where you work at. You got a job, cool. That's literally the extent of what we need to know. I can't tell you, man, the past few dates that I've been on, I think I've had asked this woman like 5 or 6 times like what they do, because it doesn't matter to me. They may make more money than me. It doesn't matter. I'm thinking about how I'm going to treat her, what I'm going to do this. So like, go ahead and keep your money. Like if we get super serious, like hey, I like being treated too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we need a house or whatever. Let's go ahead and use your 6-figure income for that. But in the dating process, it's like, I mean, I know I should care about what you do, and I do, but at the same time, I know that I'm not going to be asking you for any money. You know, I'm not asking you to loan me anything. Like, I'm not that type of dude. Like, no, I got my own job. Like, I'm trying to take you out. Like, I don't need you to spot me anything.
But do you think that you are pretty rare? Do you think that's a rare thing, or do you think men actually?
I don't think we're rare. I just think that, you know, not everybody look like I do. So I mean, sometimes, you know, I mean, people got to go with what they look like, and maybe the guy that may act like me may not look as good as me. So, you know, they don't get to play like that.
You might have to do a little more.
They don't get to play like that. But I mean, but it's really kind of unfair though, a little bit, you know, because really I feel like we should all just be realistic about a lot of things. But when we come down to the crust of the question, you know what I'm saying, why are black women so difficult? I think, you know, in my opinion, a lot of it is the culture, especially nowadays. I mean, there is a lot of, you know, hyping up like alpha woman culture, which I love women, so I'm definitely down with. I came up here bumping Glorilla, like, my guest was over here like, man, that's what you're doing? Like, yeah, I were grinding to it too, boy. Hey, man, for real, you know, man. But I just think that for one thing, it's like, we got to be realistic and really think about what you want. Is it just the looks? Is it just the outer exterior that you're looking at? You know what I'm saying? Is there something more that you want?
What?
And as far as being weak, just going back to that topic too, you know, black men, I don't agree with that. Honestly, I don't agree with that. I mean, if you decide that you don't want to date a black woman and you want to date a white woman, a Mexican woman, or other type of woman, I don't think that makes you weak. I don't think that you're choosing something that's easier. I understand that there are men that think that's what it is, and maybe in their situation, it is easier. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's all they want. They, you know, think about it. If that white woman has a job already, they already have a house, a car, like, you know, the black man doesn't have to provide anything for them, and really all they want is them to come in there and be intimate with them, then yeah, that is much easier.
That's a trade-off.
Than coming home and then having somebody, you know what I'm saying, yell at you. They're being frustrated with you because you don't fit
the bill in their head. Right.
You don't fit the idea of what their black man should be. Because that's another mistake that a lot of black women make too, is that they go and they find a black man that they're attracted to and that they're attracted to each other. They go ahead to get yoked. They get married, and then they think they can slowly start to change that black man into the vision of a husband that they think.
I've had people say that.
When it fails and they get divorced, now it's all of a sudden the kids in the home, they get to hear about how this black man ain't shit.
Well, I don't know, because some black men say the same about black women.
True.
However, I feel like you're right when you say that. I feel like that's why I said I had the conversation 3 or 4 months in when I felt like this could be a real situation for me.
Right.
Then we had the conversation. So I personally would never date somebody longer than 2 years that I'm not married to. I mean, if we're not trying to make marriage plans, I'm not going to waste my time. That's just me. Sense, yeah. Because a lot of people are wasting their time, therefore making them more angry. Therefore, I mean, because you have to put this in play. And what's the difference between you having a successful relationship or a marriage? Did you ask those questions? You checked them off in your head, but did you check them off with him? No, I don't have a job now, but I'm going to school and I'm lined up to make 6 figures in another year or 6 months or whatever. Have the conversation. That's where the disconnect is to me.
I got you.
Yeah, I've been preaching that to my people for the longest. Like, just have the conversation. If this is not a right person for you, you're going to know that by asking questions or looking. The red flags are there. You can't, what are you going to do with them? They there.
And I will say this, and we can wrap this up unless you got another point to make, Boss Lady. I don't really think that black women are difficult. What I believe is perpetually single black women are difficult. Let me say it again. Black women that are just seemingly single people, all the time.
Single people. Because I think men are the same. That's true.
Are difficult. And it's difficult for many reasons. It could be difficult, because the men they're with, abuse them. You know what I'm saying? So they carry that abuse to the next, relationship. They carry the abuse, when they're looking for a next mate. Maybe they avoid, certain things that you know what I'm saying, may end up with abuse, or maybe the opposite. Maybe they've grown accustomed to the type of man that would be abusive.
And that's still chronic.
And then for some reason they feel like, okay, but with this one, I can change this person. I can work with this person. I can make this person. And when it doesn't work, that man ain't shit. You know what I mean? And then just sometimes there'll be a man that they want to get with, and then all of a sudden they end up dating somebody else. I'm like, oh, well, you know, this motherfucker can't handle me. It's always a can't handle me.
Well, see, no, those type of words let you know how hurt and abused that person is in their mind. Because if you say, oh, well, black men can't handle me, that's a red flag that it's the woman.
Yeah.
To me, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Because who are you to be handled? Like what? And if you are somebody I got money, I got looks, I got whatever, you was probably dating outside of where you should have been in the first place. So it's not that he can't handle you. It's the fact that you wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
Right.
That's number one. And number two, one of my biggest issues, I think, is that people don't have communication, good communication. Say what you want. If you want something, if you're in a relationship, let's say you start dating just because, you know, the person looks good or you're attracted physically or whatever. When you think it's something worth talking about, have that conversation so you'll know if you're wasting your time. You know, you sitting here trying to make this man a husband and he's trying to be, you know, a bachelor or a gigolo or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, just out here. If he's not trying to be tied down, he's going to look weak to you. He's going to look, you know, all these things because you're trying to do something that he's not trying to do. It's a communication thing.
I got you.
Yeah, so a lot of times all of our problems is a lack of communication. We don't talk about the right stuff all the time.
And stop being so hard. One thing, and we can wrap this up. I hate hearing, you know what I'm saying, when black women do this a lot, where they say, I need a man that's going to make me feminine, make me a woman. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Look, I get it. You know what I'm saying? If you got with a fuck dude, you know what I'm saying, that left you alone with kids and the bills and all of that, and you had to find that strength within yourself to play both the role of mom and dad. Yo, I get it. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that man that did not have any part in making your life hard comes to you, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, no, I mean, I shouldn't have to make you a soft woman. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you become a hard woman, you know, whatever, okay, then maybe you need to find somebody that matches with that rough exterior that you got. But I don't, you know, and that's part of the reason why I do date outside of my race, because I feel like, you know, some of those women will go through the same things and still stay women. Even though they have to pick up the tab and start playing both mom and dad, it's like they still remain women, while black women seem to be like, you know, that with combination of the culture that we have now, you know what I'm saying, with the alpha chicks and then the rappers, which I love, but man, they're giving, you got the soundtrack now, you know what I'm saying? You know, fuck this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Play on this nigga, cheat on this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Hey, have two niggas, hey, why is your nigga over here? You know what I'm saying? That ain't your nigga.
Well,
you know, that type of culture. And it's kind of like, if I'm sitting up here knowing the type of person I am, it's like, is that what I want? Do I want to get with a woman knowing I got to go through some fucking Hunger Games, you know what I'm saying, just to win this woman?
So,
and what does this woman bring to the table?
So what I think about that is you wouldn't even be in that race. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. So you know up front that you're not looking for an alpha female, and the alpha female's got to figure out who they're looking for. I'm
not going to say I'm not looking for an alpha female, but what I say is that I wouldn't want somebody that is so rough and exterior. I don't want to have to make you a woman. Right. You should already be a woman before I get to you.
But her conversation, anybody who says that, those are red flags that you, at your age of dating, you should know the red flags. If somebody is talking on that level, then you back up. And if that's what men are backing up from, then they're 100% right. Because people swear that I'm hard. Like, I've heard people say, oh, you strong, you hard. I'm like, whatever. But how is it that I've been with this man for over 30 years? If I was that hard, that means, you know, somebody's, either I'm lying, he's lying, or the world is like, there's got to be a lie somewhere. I never professed to be hard. I just look that way. Resting bitch face is real. But honestly, you know, the softer side, he didn't have to bring that out of me. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to bring that out of me. It's been there. So he's getting all the mixes of me. He's getting all parts of me. So that's why he's there. I'm just assuming. I can't talk for him, but he's not getting just all hard, all bitching, all, he's getting a little bit of everything. And those are the conversations we had up front. You know what I'm saying? I really believe everything, the race, the sex, the angry, all that comes with a conversation. Because sometimes you can get a lot resolved just by asking the question or answering the question, or even, being in it where you can say, okay, is this for me?
Right. I got you.
Yeah. And once you get that out of the way, this guy ain't for you. Move on. There's plenty of people in the world. You can find who you need.
I got you. But I hope that we, we're going to wrap this up here. Mm-hmm. I hope that we got, because I guess that was the thing that kind of, I don't want to say triggered me, but it just kind of is like, man, I can't believe that you would think that, because I don't think of myself as a weak person. Mm-hmm. But then again, I still do date black women. Mm-hmm. It's just that those that don't, I think it's just, maybe it's just either a preference of what they want, or maybe kind of a preference of what they don't want. Because I have heard a lot of people just think like, man, I just don't want, the constant arguing, the standoffishness. It's like, I want somebody that's going to be willing to either sit down and talk to me or work with me, versus like, being mad because I don't fit a version of
what they think in their head.
Yeah, what they think in their head. You know what I mean? And this is kind of like, I think, and there's also a lot of people that didn't say it. If you're just a black woman, that's all it takes. Just being a black woman. You don't have to have no job. You don't have to have no career. You don't have to just be a black woman. That should be enough for most people. And I don't agree with that either. I mean, I do believe that you have to be about something, in order to have something that you want. But also, most men, I'm telling you, not every man is going to be like, oh, man, you ain't got to, you ain't making $80,000 a year and I can't fuck with you.
Well, I mean, I have not heard that from men. I do believe you're right with that. Right. I haven't heard too many men complaining about what women make. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact you want this, you require me to have this, but you don't bring much to the table. He's not requiring you to have a certain amount of money. He's not requiring you to have only one child, like whatever. They don't have a whole bunch of demands on what they want. It's the woman. I will agree from what I hear, because I just want to keep reiterating that I'm not dating anybody, so I'm just going off of what I hear. Right. And I just don't think that's right.
I mean, being a stylist, you talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially getting in the chair and they decompress while they're waiting for their hair to get done. You know what I mean? So, hey. All right, let's go ahead and let's wrap this up, boss lady. I need to go ahead and get me something to eat.
Okay, starving. right here.
All right, but let's go ahead and just cap it up. You know what I'm saying? That's for all of y'all out there that are sitting up there that are listening. You got to this far in the show. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you know again, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and subscribe to us on the platform that you listen to so you get those updates whenever the episodes release. You can be the first to go ahead and get on it, get to listen to it, and give us feedback on what you want to hear, what you like, what you didn't like. You know what I mean? Thank you for all of you that are liking the videos that we're posting, that are sending feedback or asking questions or making comments. We definitely appreciate that. Keep going. Like I said, Wolves of Naptown podcast on Instagram, Wolves of Naptown podcast on Facebook. Go ahead, either or. Go ahead. There's going to be a lot of videos, a lot of commentary. You can see pictures of us, to set up the background, just everything. Just please continue to support us. Madam Bosslady, where can we find you?
You can find me at Madam Bosslady, madam.bosslady on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Do that for me. Go to my YouTube, like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. I'd appreciate it.
All right. And as Starship West, go ahead and find me on all the major social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, Starship West, Instagram, Starship West, Twitter/X, Starship West. I'm even on TikTok, you guessed it, Starship West. I got the corner on that name, baby. You know it's me. So start fucking with me. Hey, for real. But not for real. I need you to follow me. You know what I'm saying?
On all platforms.
All platforms. All right. And other than that, hey, thank you for taking another listen to the Wolves of Naptown. And we will see you next week.
Bye.